as Wartman was wedged into his windshield for several blocks before crashing with a third car near Roby Street.
You can stick an elderly woman in Toronto with a pokey and get a hug from the judge. You can flash your junk at a customer while working as a bell technician and get house arrest. You can unalive someone while street racing, plead out, and walk free. But if you parked your truck in downtown Ottawa to support freedom, you're looking at up to 8 years in prison. For mischief! This isn't justice, this is a sick joke, and every Canadian watching it unfold is the punchline. Hey folks, welcome back to Mac's Opinion, where the double standards get torched and the nonsense gets aired out loud. If you're tired of soft judges, shady immigration policies, and criminals getting more rights than citizens, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment to let me know how you feel about all this. Today we're unpacking Canada's two-tier justice system. One set of rules for imported criminals, another set for the people who built this country. Let's get into it. Let's get darker, because it somehow does. This isn't a one-off, it's the first thread in a long, twisted pattern. A man tried to meet a 15-year-old girl for adult activities. 15! And instead of jail, the judge let him go. Why? Because prison might hurt his immigration status. That's not satire. That actually happened.
Next story has made international headlines, making newspapers in India. In December of 2023, 30-year-old Akash Mark Kent arrived at the Holiday Inn in Mississauga, expecting to meet someone he believed to be a 15-year-old girl. He arranged the meeting online and agreed to pay $140 for sexual services. Kent was arrested on site with cash in hand. He was charged and eventually pleaded guilty to attempting to commit an indecent act. Now, this charge carries a maximum sentence of 2 years, believe it or not. But on June 25th, 2025, the judge sentenced Kent to a conditional discharge. No jail time, no criminal record. Instead, he'll serve 3 months under house arrest with permission to work, shop, attend religious services, and go to medical appointments, followed by 1 year of probation. Now, the reason the judge gave for this leniency, the court stated that the conviction would delay his citizenship by 4 years, and it could affect his ability to sponsor his spouse and might prevent him from getting his professional engineering license.
Toronto police also arrested a rideshare driver. His name, Mohammed Abdul Malik Babakar. He picked up 2 women, and when the females exited the vehicle at their destination, the rideshare driver followed the victims into a nearby lobby, sexually assaulted them, then took off. The woman thought she was safe. Instead, she ended up being prey. But wait, there's more. Halton police say a woman was picked up by another rideshare driver, and when they arrived at the requested destination, the driver, Hassan Ali Khan of Oakville, sexually assaulted the woman inside the vehicle. Then there's the personal support worker Naveen Jacob, trusted to care for people. He was caught driving over 200 kilometers an hour near Sudbury. That's not reckless, that's suicidal. Criminal charges, including impaired driving late following the crash, are dropped so he won't be deported. Oh no, you're not hearing things. It's true. Next, we go to Highway 401, a deadly wrong-way crash. One of the passengers, Manpreet Gill, pleaded guilty. The punishment, probation to avoid immigration consequences. Someone died and he walked out of court. Let that sink in. Then we have Deepak Sharma. He struck and killed a pedestrian in Halifax. He continued to speed down the road while the victim, Ms. Wartman, was still wedged into his windshield. What did the court do? Gave him a soft sentence and sent him home. No prison, no justice.
Family and friends of Alexandria Wartman bursted into tears when the details surrounding her death were read aloud in court. An agreed statement of fact says Deepak Sharma was traveling 126 kilometers per hour in a 50 zone when he hit the victim with his car. Sharma pleaded guilty to criminal negligence causing death on Thursday, along with 2 other counts of fleeing the scene following a collision. Crown attorney William Mathers told reporters doorbell footage submitted by nearby residents played a big role in the case.
Obviously, the speed speaks for itself. That's a 50-kilometer-an-hour zone, and he accelerated from 0 to 126 kilometers an hour and struck Miss Wartman with his motor vehicle when he was going that fast down Jubilee.
On the night of January 27th, Sharma, who admitted the following details, rear-ended another vehicle while driving on Jubilee Road. He then fled the scene, striking the other driver in the hip. The 32-year-old began driving at a speed of 126 kilometers per hour, eventually crashing into Wartman as she was crossing a marked 4-way stop from Vernon Street onto Jubilee. Sharma continued erratically down Jubilee as Wartman was wedged into his windshield for several blocks before crashing with a third car near Roby Street. Wartman then fell from the windscreen onto the ground. As witnesses scrambled to provide aid, she died later that evening in hospital. Sharma attempted to run when police arrived and was said to have been physically combative, occasionally breaking into giggles while he was being arrested. A manslaughter charge was dropped as part of Sharma's plea deal. He's currently on house arrest.
The manslaughter charge was dropped, even though Sharma has a history of violations on his record. Allegedly, it said that he was smiling the whole time before the judge let him go free. And let's not forget the bell technician. He exposed himself to a customer in their own home. He got house arrest. That's right. Walked into someone's house, pulled down his pants, and got a timeout on his couch. This is what the justice system calls accountability now. What do all these cases have in common? They involve immigrants or non-citizens, and they walk. Meanwhile, Canadians speaking out or standing up for freedom, they get crushed. This isn't about race, it's not about immigration. It's about a system that's been rewired to protect the wrong people, and we're the ones paying the price. Now compare that to Tamara, Lich, and Chris Barber. They organized the Freedom Convoy. They didn't attack anyone, they didn't riot, but the Crown wanted up to 8 years in prison for mischief. It doesn't matter whether you agreed or disagreed with the trucker convoy, the fact that Chris Barber and Tamara Lich were looking at jail time for up to 8 years in prison for mischief is insane, especially when you just saw how these other criminals who literally made people unalive and tried to have sexual intercourse with a minor get off scot-free. Unalive someone, probation, organize a peaceful protest, maximum sentence. Do you see it yet? Let's go back to that stabbing for a second. A 78-year-old woman was made unalive while unloading groceries. Her name was Shahnaz Pestonji. She lived in a quiet Midtown Toronto neighborhood. The unalive maker, a 14-year-old boy. He didn't know her, didn't say a word, just walked up and stabbed her to death. You know what he texted someone afterward? Quote,
"Fam, it went left. She wouldn't give me the keys, so I yoked her."
End quote.
The man and we're not doing this for no reason. And fam, broski, I didn't even mean to fucking kill the old lady. Oh, wow, God. I was trying to get the V from her as a free car, so man can whip it and do 1, 2 things in it. But fam, it went left. Cause yo, she didn't give me the keys, so I yoked her. And then I yoked and I got the keys.
That's not a mental health crisis, that's a cold-blooded killer. You think he's going to prison for life? Or will the court hand him a cultural pass and blame society? Because we've seen how that plays out before. Let's talk bail, or the lack of it. Pierre Poilievre said it best. Liberal MP Ikra Khalid claims bail reform won't fix violent crime.
And I know that a lot of the country is talking about bail reforms as the end-all fix-all, but ultimately, laws and writing laws do not just fix a problem with the flip of a switch.
But Poilievre fired back, quote, "Tell that to the victims of repeat violent offenders who were let loose by liberal laws." And he's right. Right now, repeat offenders get bail. Predators get bail. People with rap sheets longer than a phone book get another chance. But if you're Canadian and speak your mind, you're getting denied bail. You're going to solitary. This isn't justice. It's punishment for political inconvenience. Now here's the kicker. Ottawa is letting you sponsor your elderly relatives from abroad, even if they've never paid a dime in taxes. Up to 18,000 people are getting fast-tracked. That's not speculation. That's CTV News and the Government of Canada. And what do these sponsored newcomers get? Free healthcare, old age security, priority access to services. Meanwhile, you, the Canadian taxpayer, you wait in line. You pay full freight. You're told to make sacrifices. You're told your carbon footprint is a problem. But importing people who will never work or contribute, that's fine. This is not good for Canada. What benefit could there possibly be to bring old dying immigrants to Canada? Just more useless tax eaters. It's not immigration, it's imported dependence, and it's bought with your money. Let's look at the scoreboard. Murderers walk free. Pedophiles protected, protesters punished. So who is this system really for? Because it's clearly not for Canadians. It's for votes, it's for party optics, and it's for silencing the people who speak up. We're importing chaos, we're importing crime, and worst of all, we're importing injustice. And no one in power seems to care. If this made your blood boil, then it's time to do something about it. Smash that like button, leave a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe to Mac's Opinion to help us out. Because if we stay silent, they win. And I'm not about to let that happen. Are you? We'll see you in the next video. Cheers!